How's it going, guys? Patrick here from RWingAttack with a brand new RWing React video. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is a brand new series that I'm doing mainly to get my reactions and thoughts on the games that were announced at E3 this year. And today we'll be talking about probably the biggest game shown in general at the whole conference, and this is of course Super Mario Odyssey. So Super Mario Odyssey was actually probably the only game that we knew was going to be shown at this conference for sure. And when Nintendo announced that it was going to be a 25-minute press conference, a lot of people thought that this might be one of the only games that were talked about at this conference. But like we obviously know that that was not the case. Super Mario Odyssey, guys, looked really, really good. We saw another trailer, and then afterwards in the Treehouse Live, we were shown a bunch of gameplay. We were shown some amiibo reveals, which look pretty cool. I mean, it's pretty much Mario, Bowser, and Peach in their respective wedding outfits. They kind of look a little crazy. I don't know if I'm going to get them. There were a lot of cool amiibos shown. The Metroid ones really caught my eye, but I don't know exactly what the Mario amiibos do with this game. But I did hear a report that every single amiibo is going to be used with this game or compatible with this game, which is insane to think about. But yeah, let's get right to it. So I thought that this game looks fantastic. What we've seen before E3 looked incredible. It was kind of a mixed bag of what we saw, and I think everyone was kind of confused the direction in which this game was going. They showed some of probably the newest feature, of course, is Cappy, or the new hat mechanic. We saw a lot of different features in the initial trailer, but the E3 breakdown trailer, we saw a lot of uses, and we learned actually the main function of this hat, which you can throw it at some enemies and actually some objects. You could actually take control of these things and use them for different things, like you can throw your hat at an enemy like a bullet bill, and you can actually take control of the bullet bill and, guide yourself into something and blow it up to possibly get rid of a barrier so you can progress in the level. I thought that mechanic was genius, and the first thing I thought of when I saw the new mechanic was Banjo-Kazooie. Banjo-Kazooie came right into my mind because, as you know, Banjo-Kazooie, you can pretty much turn into things at certain points of the game, and I thought that Super Mario Odyssey was a pretty big nod to that kind of gaming franchise, and I thought it was clever. I think this is something that Mario has never done before, and if done right, which I think it will be an amazing mechanic to add in the already pretty deep gameplay of Mario as it is. Super Mario Odyssey is a no-brainer day one pickup. This game is probably going to be matching with The Legend of Zelda in terms of sales. I still think The Legend of Zelda will beat out Super Mario Odyssey, but you gotta remember that when Breath of the Wild came out, there wasn't really much else to buy. So, I mean, that's going to hurt Odyssey a little bit, but this will be on everyone's console come October, which is another thing I want to talk about because October 27th is actually the reveal date. A lot of people didn't think we were going to get one. I was not one of those people. I thought that if you're having a spotlight about a specific game, you're going to be getting the release date, and which we did. And October, I feel like, is, I think, a really good month to have this game out. I was afraid that it was going to come out in December, and I think the reason why they released this, or they're going to release this in October, is because they don't want it to completely sell out before the holidays start. And releasing this game in the beginning of December, they would have had to make a ton of copies, because this is definitely going to be probably the biggest game of the holiday season. But we all know that this game is going to sell well, and this might be the best-selling Mario game of all time. But I really want to talk about all of the new features that were announced and we got to discover with some of the Treehouse gameplay and some of the trailer. I really love the new mechanic of Mario can kind of jump into these pipes that are connected to the wall, and you can actually become like a 2D Mario, and it plays like the classic Super Mario Brothers. I thought that was genius. When I saw that, I immediately thought of this. I can't remember the Zelda game, but you can kind of transform into 2D and you can like climb on the walls, and it's used to puzzle solve. But this is a little different. You actually turn into 2D Mario, and you can progress through the level that way. I thought that was genius. Again, it's just a new, fresh take on Mario because we really haven't seen a game like this since probably the Galaxy series, and if you want to even go back further, Super Mario Sunshine. And from what I collected from some of the opinions and some of the people that I know that have played this game, they say it runs pretty much like Super Mario Sunshine. The mechanics, the camera movements, is very reminiscent of that game. So if you guys are fans of Super Mario Sunshine, you are going to be fans of Odyssey's mechanics and kind of control scheme. I think when this game was shown in the spotlight, I was afraid that they were going to go even more in depth with this game, but I really like the way Nintendo handled this entire spotlight. They showed Super Mario Odyssey, and they pretty much just showed a trailer, which I was really impressed with. My initial prediction was an 8-minute presentation during the spotlight, and I'm so glad that they utilized the Nintendo Spotlight, Nintendo Treehouse, to show that game in greater depth. I think they ended up showing like 40 to 45 minutes of that game. So I'm really, really pleased with this format, and I hope that Nintendo sticks with this format for years to come. You saw the lengthy, the kind of awkward presentation from like EA and Bethesda, or I'm sorry, not Bethesda, like Ubisoft. Even though Ubisoft had a great presentation, there was some awkward moments. And having this shortened spotlight where all of the games are covered, you get all the games that you want out there, and then having, developer, interactions, that's the way it should be done, guys. A short spotlight. So, some of the people, if they just want to know what games are going to be announced and what games are planned, you could just watch that spotlight and go on your day. But the people that want to see those games in depth can just sit through the direct, which I don't know. I just think it's really clever. That was my big takeaway, is the organization that Nintendo showed when showing us, okay, here are the products, here's how they play. And during the spotlight, I've already talked about this, but I love the fact that they saved the 3DS content for the spotlight, and also saved the amiibo reveals for the spotlight, because I'm just glad that they didn't waste any time showing amiibos during the spotlight. I think that would have been really bad. But going back to Super Mario Odyssey, I think that this is a must-have game. All of the things that they have introduced with this title, I just think it's incredible. I mean, one thing that I don't know, if I had to be a little bit picky and choosy on this, I don't really like the fact that this isn't a true open world game. I thought originally that's what we were getting. As I started to see the trailers coming out, I realized that this is kind of open world-esque, where you're put into these levels and put into these situations and areas, but there are boundaries. It's not going to be like Breath of the Wild where you can walk around anywhere you want. But that's just me being picky. I really do think that this game is going to be great. All of the little puzzle solving and all of the different mechanics that this game has, it encourages exploration. So just get ready to throw your hat at pretty much every object and every person in this game, because you never know what it's going to do, which I think is brilliant. I think the idea of, and even, I'm sorry to go off here, but the name Super Mario Odyssey sounds like an adventure. And when you're playing this game and you're kind of figuring out this world, what you can interact with, what different interactions do. So, there's one point where you can throw your hat at an enemy, and the enemy can actually reveal invisible platforms. And when you escape the enemy, you can actually go on those invisible platforms. There's just little things like that. If you guys want to watch more, you can always go on Nintendo's YouTube and watch some of the gameplay that they shared. This game is fantastic, and the fact that we only have to wait until October is going to be really, really, really cool. I mean, the entire year of 2017 is stacked with games. Every single month until the end of the year, you're going to have something new to play. So I'm just really excited about that. Nintendo has done a great job with this launch here. They learned from their mistakes from the Wii U, and Super Mario Odyssey is going to be one of the staples in your Switch game collection. So that is all for now. This is Patrick from RWingAttack. Let me know what you guys think of this game in the comments below. And like always, subscribe, hit that bell if you want to know the up-to-date posts when I post my videos. Remember to follow me on Twitter as well. Thank you guys for watching again. This is Patrick. See ya.